How might the Delta model positively impact the future of the legal profession? In this video, we're going to talk about a number of challenges facing the legal profession and how the Delta model might help to address those. Throughout the video series, we've talked about the need to have a more holistic understanding of lawyering and what it means to be a lawyer. That it's not just about having deep understanding and expertise in the law, but that it's also about recognizing that we are a service provider. And as a service provider, we need to know how to utilize the tools to provide that service as effectively and efficiently as possible. And in doing so, we have to have the emotional intelligence and communication skills necessary to truly understand what our client needs from us, what they are looking for, and what would make them satisfied. The Delta model recognizes these three areas and how they interact. In addition, we've talked a lot about the impact that technology is having on our profession, the disruption that it is creating, and the shift and changes that it is having on the roles that we play in the practice of law. The Delta model not only recognizes that shift in that it includes the role of technology throughout in the practice of law, but that by creating a more dynamic model with the shifting middle point, it also allows us to include those various roles and not just the traditional practicing lawyer at a law firm, but in addition, those who are playing roles in legal operations, legal technologists, and entrepreneurs. In addition, technology is just going to continue to advance, and as it does so, it will continue to impact the nature of the delivery of legal services. We don't even know what some roles might be for lawyers in the future, but the Delta model can change with those shifts. Because the midpoint of the model can move around, there's an infinite number of maps that we can create to represent the varying degrees of depth of skill someone needs to have for an individual position at an organization at which they work. But maybe most importantly, are the crises facing our profession related to diversity and mental health? I don't know how the Delta model might positively impact these two issues, but I think it has the potential to positively change how we experience the practice of law. The diversity issues facing our profession relate to the ability and the acceptance of individuals, diverse individuals, into our law schools. Research has been conducted to demonstrate that the use of LSAT and grades to predict success in law school and the continued use of grades and placement on law review and law school placement as predictors for success for law firms has created a diversity issue within the profession. In that same research, they identified that behavioral traits have the possibility of better predicting success and having a less discriminatory impact on those applying to the profession. We also have to recognize the mental health issues facing our profession, with one of the highest suicide and depression rates of any profession and one of the highest substance abuse rates of any profession. We are in the midst of crises. Our fellow practitioners are not happy and they are struggling. They are in distress. Why? For a large number of reasons. How can the Delta model impact and address all of those reasons? I doubt it can. But because it recognizes that there are a number of different career paths available to you in order to be a legal professional, that it's inclusive of our allied professionals, it has the potential to provide individuals the opportunity to see that they have choice, that there's not a singular path to being successful in the practice of law. And by having choice, an individual might choose a position that leads them to greater happiness, that better reflects their strengths, that better reflects their joys. And in doing so, we might see a decrease in the distress that our colleagues are experiencing. There's so much potential with this Delta model. We'd love to hear from you about what you think is possible because of the Delta model and how it might positively impact the legal profession. Please share your comments below and enjoy the other videos in this series.